He's going to turn around, but Elise still takes the headshot. All on Amanek in a 1v3.
Yeah. Favoring, on well, timing not favoring Lucky in that scenario. Amanek, not really sure he has too much to do in this area of the map at all, really. 3 pretty healthy members on the side of Liquid. You don't have any utility. Might be best to just tuck your tail away and run over towards that B-bomb site, see if you can hold on to that AUG into the next round. There you have it. Liquid still looking pretty solid on Overpass. I think that's fair to say. Doesn't seem like the Force game was any sort of flash in the pan. No. This is kind of what you've come to expect out of the North American side on a map like Overpass. Just solid from beginning to end.
On both sides as well. Like the T side, the fact that they can build up so much momentum on the T side early and just get so many runs over and over again is a really, really good buffer for them when they move over to that CT side.
Well, absolutely. And you can tell how good they are at actually being able to circumvent the fact that Kenny S has an op, and even though he might play aggressively, even though he might play passively, they have pretty much set ideas as to how they want to approach it, regardless of what might, whatever the case might be for Kenny in any given round. And they're going to flash Amanek into Fountain here. Doesn't seem like he's actually heard any of the footsteps by Playgrounds. He needs to be careful of that in a little bit, as he's been left to his own devices. Everyone else on the side of G2 have bailed out. Oh, Amanek, you gotta win out those duels. Definitely gets to the drop on Elige, but Elige is too fast to recover. Doesn't even take that much of damage, really, all things considered. Tower, not so much a tower of power. They're gonna fall and crumble to the pressure of Stewie. So this is working out to be a pretty uneventful round for Team Liquid. Not really too much of a scare anywhere.
Yeah, just making sure that they clear everything, make sure that no mistakes are made. Every piece of the puzzle is in the correct position. And I think at this point, when you're in a grand final, the prize is so large that you want to make sure that you don't put a foot wrong. You don't want to make any careless mistakes.
Yeah. Like I said, there is a bit of a consolation prize. If you do end up second here, you do walk away with $5,000. But I think anyone would happily trade their way that kind of cash for a spot at Cologne.
Especially these two teams.
Right? Oh, God, yes. So much prestige around the entire event. Just the atmosphere of being there at the Lanxess Arena. Look at Liege. That recovery is pretty wild. Amanek has to feel a little bit saddened by the fact that he couldn't win out that duel initially, though. 7 rounds. As a result of all of this so far for Team Liquid, and they don't seem to be stopping out yet again on Kenny S. No double ops this time. And not necessarily a very aggressive peek either. Instead, it's going to be the quick B push here. Well, no. It was looking like it, but Twist decides to opt out. It's going to be Nitro to try to take the initial peek, and Jax is going to win out that duel. So opt down. A little bit of pressure off G2.
G2, after finding the opening kill, success rate has been relatively high, so let's see if they can continue that. As Naf wants to make his way through Monster. Play on the right, is he going to check this angle though? Jax is going to be getting the advantage. Naf's arm shows, he's able to take that as well. So 2 collective for Jax into this one. Team Liquid having to try and find a way back into it. 1 minute left on the clock, plenty of time to do so. Kenny S taking some damage, but looking back over towards Long. Wasn't quite sure where the damage came from, though. Stewie and Twist are going to take 2 kills. It's into a 3v3 right away. That early advantage that G2 had, thanks to Jax, has just fallen. So G2, can they find a way to get that advantage back? Shox up towards short. 30 seconds left as Liquid start to bring the bomb and multiple players back in towards B. Shox is not going to get this information very quickly at all. He makes the right call. The timing's good as he looks back over towards Monster. Twist has been finished off. Shox looks back towards Water. He's doing it all on his own, but Elige, he will finish him off, and it's into the 2v2. Both players in Liquid incredibly low, though. And Lucky, he drops into the water. Kenny S coming back in as well. There's the headshot from Lucky connected. It's all on the Stewie 2K to try and make this happen as he sits towards the back of the pillar, just waiting for multiple players to come towards him. Wants to turn it into a 1v1 fight, but it won't happen. Lucky takes him apart, and that will be another round on the board for G2.
A much needed one as well. Only big, I guess, downside here of G2's victory is the fact that they can't survive with 3 players. So the rebuy might be a little bit tough to deal with. Actually, they should be fine. Lucky can drop for Omnic, and Shox and Jack should be able to buy up decently enough for themselves. Let's just see the updated odds from GD.bet, the name partner of the Invitational. Liquid still favored pretty heavily, 1.08. And G2, well, might have lost a little bit of faith, 6.86 as it stands right now. But keep in mind, it is Team Liquid's map pick. And we just saw G2 pick up a buy round, so things might be starting to turn.
And Liquid didn't look too great on Nuke. You know, they did fall to Spirit in their opening matchup on that map, so definitely not a massively solid one for Liquid.
And Jax, we've seen him in this kind of position before. He's going to throw the aggressive smoke. He might just decide to sit back behind it. Yeah, for this plenty of times versus Sports. You need to find the right time to do so, though, obviously.
Yeah.
Very tempting to just start spamming through the smoke. One key is here, though. If he decides to stay with an aggressive posture pretty much until the smoke fades, he's going to have a ton of information as to what's going on with the remaining of the Liquid team. For now, though, passive setup, and Liquid have vacated the B-bomb site more or less. It's just Naf hanging out to make sure they're not getting backstabbed early on, and that's probably off the back of that smoke. Instead, we're going to see G2 make a little bit of a rotation. Shox is going to join Omnic and Kenny up on this A-bomb site, and that might be the right call as well, because Liquid seem fairly committed to at least pressuring restroom area in A.
So Team Liquid starting to bring their troops over here. Kenny S looks for the kill. The peek from Amanek comes in, but it's not successful. Kenny S can't land a shot. He will eventually get one, but dropped by Stewie in reply. Luckily, Shox is there to keep it even. Back into the 3v3. 25 seconds left as Liquid start to make their approach in towards the A-bomb side. It will be their final attack here in round number 11. And Shox is just hiding in the smoke, biding his time. He hears the bomb plant coming in, takes damage through the smoke, eventually makes the play. But it's Stewie 2K on the Glock that makes it happen. And so Lucky and Jax, again, are going to try and pull this 2v3 back. The bomb is ticking, and Team Liquid have played the post plant well.
Yeah, nobody on the side of G2 has a kit either. Pretty big issue as it stands right now. No smokes either to potentially go for a smoke defuse. Time pressing on. So this might just have to be G2 vacating the premises pretty soon. There we go. Not to happen. Nitro's going to find the last frag onto Lucky, and well, all the Liquid members are going to survive any potential bomb blast after the round is won. 8 rounds for Liquid, bringing it right back, and that obviously puts a bit of a damper on G2's mood, also put a bit of a damper on the economy. Not a whole lot to go around there. Kenny S has the potential to buy a glass cannon up, but outside of that, you don't really have too much to supplement it with.
It's good to see G2 making the right decision here with the economy, though.
Yeah, that is very true. Far too easy to fall into that trap where you buy up just a little bit too much and hurt yourself in the long run.
Well, Twist, we've seen this play before. He's back up towards short, in behind the sandbags. Looking for that early kill, but it's Kenny S that picks it up on the Deagle. Elige had no idea what just hit him.
Kenny doesn't need an off.
Naf, headshot comes into Lucky. Smoke lands in the middle of the bomb site. It goes in as well. Team Liquid trying to recover from this, but Kenny's looking for another one. He's hungry, but he will not be able to salvage it. Stewie gets one onto Shox, but again, it's G2 doing quite a bit of damage here. It's into a 3v3.
And unfortunately for them, don't have too much utility or a defuse kit to work with, which makes the retake obviously a lot harder. Nitro's going to fall to Jax. Finally gets his revenge from earlier. But it might just be a little bit too late. 20 seconds left on the clock. They have to go for a full 10-second defuse. Time is ticking. Still moving in here. Nice shot from Naf there. That sends the rest of them packing.
Kenny's just trying to get lucky on an exit here with the Deagle. Naf knows exactly where he is, and he dropped him low enough for the bomb to kill Kenny, so he will not be in the next one with that Deagle.
Cool and calculated from Naf.
Yeah,
obviously
exactly
knew about that.
Going on. Yeah.
He's done this so many times before. 9 rounds for Team Liquid. They are just an unstoppable force here on this T side. And again, we did kind of note during the Force matchup, even when Liquid were up to 6-1, that kind of a start, it was still back and forth in the sense that Force were getting a lot of kills, keeping the economy low on the side of Liquid. They just needed 1 or 2 rounds to set them over in a row, and it has to a certain extent been that way for G2. They've been within chances, but Liquid just always managed to grapple back. Opens things up. Kenny quick to respond.
Well, Kenny, he's looking for another one as well. Playing contact close towards Party. He'll eventually have to fall away. Jack spots the head of a player coming in. That's great. Twist had no idea what just happened as Jax takes him away through the wall. It's going to be the man advantage for G2, but Stewie, sneaky beaky like, straight in towards the B bomb site. He does get one, but Lucky is there with the reply. So Lige, not quick enough. Was drawn towards the connector, but in fact it's water he had to be careful of. Shox pushing through short. It's all onto Naf. A 1v3 is needed with 50 seconds on the clock. Naf comes in towards the B bomb site. Smoke is going to cover off the vision of the player in barrels, and it's Kenny S holding from Graffiti. They'll pick up the kill. 9-4, G2. There we go. That's one of the rounds we were talking about. They just need to kickstart them back into this.
Exactly. Now they just need to maintain this momentum. Again, we see that the bank of Liquid is starting to run a little bit low. And speaking of running low on bank, if you guys at home want to take the opportunity to get a little bit extra out of your balance, then head over to csgo.net, use the code Cologne, and that's going to give you 30% more of your balance to win some pretty cool skins. In addition to that, need to shout out, obviously, the GG.bet, named partner of the tournament. As we see Kenny getting aggressive and finding Twist immediately. Jax as well follows it up, and the French, they might be onto something here. Might be closing out the half in a strong fashion.
Yeah, really good sign here against Liquid. You have to show that you've got a fight in you in the first map of a final. We talked about how strong Liquid are on this one, but G2 definitely competing. Stewie starts to make his way through the toilets, although Kenny is here on the other end of it. He has also got backup, and that's something that they've been very solid on here. G2 is playing off of each other well. Amanek taking away Stewie 2K, leaving Nitro and Elige alone. And an almost impossible clutch. 2v5. And so much control of the map here for G2. Kenny S is all the way through middle. He's going to go for that flick, and what a fast flick that is. Elige is finished off. Nitro on his own into the 1v5. Finished off by Amanek. And that flick from Kenny S nearly gave me whiplash.
It was so quick, I thought we were actually watching his death cam because I thought he died.
Yeah, so did I. I was kind of like, what's just happened? It's just Elige.
Kenny just working his magic there. And I can see as soon as Kenny gets activated, as soon as he gets involved in the game, he has success with those aggressive pushes. Does so much for G2. Puts them in such a good position to close rounds out. And they're in a prime position to do so once again as you see the monster smoke fly out. But the buy-up on Team Liquid in the last round here, not the ideal one. Tech 9 CZ, Smack 10s. A little bit of everything as they move up towards B.
Well, Lucky on the other end of the wall is going to try and hold on, but it's the Mac 10. The rush from Stewie 2K not happening here as Lucky's got himself a triple. Goes for the quad kill, so close to the ace, but it's Jax to take that one away as it's 6-9 half. G2 trailing by 3, but still very good performance there towards the end of the first half.
Yeah, they close it out in a strong manner. That gives them a bit of wiggle room as well going into the second half, even if they were to start off on a bit of a rough note. Nonetheless, finally seeing some teams fight back versus Liquid here on Overpass. That's what we need to see. We need to kind of feel like G2 are in this before we potentially go into a second map. And I mean, if they could steal away Overpass, that would be absolutely massive considering Team Liquid struggles on Nuke. Or at least at times struggle. Here we go then. Pissed around, second half, first map. All of G2 moving in towards Monster.
Yeah, it's going to be a very fast play from G2, just trying to keep up the high octane play. Try and continue that momentum they gathered towards the end of the first half, but it's Stewie with his first kill, a second coming in as well. Luckily, it finally puts him to bed. That's his 5th kill in 2 runs.
Bomb has been dropped though, so the longer it takes for them to plant here, the worse it's going to get, because there's a pretty big flank coming in from Liquid, and Nitro is actually just going to deal with most of the remaining G2 squad before the flank even comes in. Oh, Lucky might have spotted out one player. He's on 5 HP, though. You don't fancy his chances.
Yeah, he has to be very lucky at this point, and it's not going to happen. Elige will take him away. It's 10-6. Double figures reached for Team Liquid. They find the pistol, and that's incredibly important. I think Stewie and Nitro were the main elements there for Liquid that reaped them success.
Definitely so, especially this frag here. It was very, very calmly done from Stewie. But if he goes down to Shocks, all of a sudden you're looking at a much easier bomb plant. Stabilized G2 squad going into an after plant. See, GD.bets updated odds again, favoring Liquid once more, even more so in their favor after winning the pistol, 1.04 on them to win the map. G2 8.64. So I guess if there is people with a hope and a dream, G2 might be the place to go in that sense. But as it stands right now, though, you kind of do have to favor Team Liquid. The North Americans have been looking incredibly strong on Overpass.
G2 haven't looked out of it, though, because there's certain times when you see Liquid play on this map, you start to see that their opponents are sort of falling short, but G2 have always looked like they could be in it. Although at any point you can see Team Liquid just turn that one around, and that's a good start from Nitro. Man advantage there for Liquid. They're going to get aggressive, try and show some confidence, flex the muscle as Twist gets 2. Naf will finally drop the bomb, but Amanek just hiding, baiting his teammates, hoping for a kill, but he will not get it. Naf will finish off the job. 11-6 here for Liquid.
There we go. Not sustaining too heavy losses. Got to feel pretty happy about how that panned out with the aggressive push through Monster. Take a look at the scoreboard. Nitro. We've been talking about him earlier today again.
Yeah.
The rare breed of fragging in-game leader, and he's doing his job most excellently as well. That's good to see. Liquid does kind of have the luxury of having 5 players at any given point that can go off and give you what you need. This time, though, Nitro is the one with the hot start.
Well, Nitro, speaking of, has just sprinted straight through middle. He's going to get a lot of info off of that. G2, they've got most of their eggs in the B basket.
This is the bonus round out of Liquid as well. You can see how many SMGs they've got.
Well, Elige has got the first kill. Jax is going to fall. Man advantage there. Naf might just get another here for his side. Coming through. Oh, lucky. He'll be spotted out by Naf and finished off as well, as he might just get a few more here. Naf holding on. Amanek finished off, and Shocks and Kenny S left into 2 versus 5. Kenny, he's hiding behind the door. He's going to use the peeky hole.
Spots that one. Does eventually convert onto Naf, but Nitro has worked his way all the way around the entire map, finally gets his reward, and that's a pretty big one as well. Kenny S with the bomb dropped in stairs.
Yeah, Shocks last man standing. Would have to go into connector, recover the bomb, and even at that point, you know, that's the easy part. Finding the rest of the players on Team Liquid, and then things get really tough, and so Shocks makes his way back over towards connector. He still wants to go for this, it seems. 30 seconds. Players on a connector down towards the bottom left corner. Shocks is going to have to try and check this, but there's 2 players sitting there. Nitro will get 1, and that is it. 12-6, 4 away here, Liquid, from taking the first map of the GGBet Cologne Invitational Grand Final.
Yeah, Liquid looking solid. And I mean, I think most people at home would expect Liquid to take this 2-0. At least, if not 2-0, then definitely qualify for the main event eventually, but I can't really write it off and say it's done before it's actually done. We've seen plenty of weird things happen in the world of Counter-Strike. Like that missed Molotov. A fair few have missed that today. Amanek earlier as well.
Because if you mess up a Molotov even slightly, right, you have no sort of... It needs a very quick, when you throw it, it has to be perfect. There's no sort of margin for error.
No wiggle room. It doesn't just continue going like a smoke.
Yeah. So many times Molotovs are filled, but here comes G2 coming in towards middle. So much damage done from that nade onto Amanek and Lucky. So the pressure really is coming in towards Nitro, who will pick up the kill onto Lucky. Naf about to peek around the corner as well to try and see what he can spot. And there's a player towards long he's not aware of, and that's Shocks on the deagle. Oh, Shocks comes in with another one, and he keeps going forward. That's 3 for Shocks. Stewie 2K left into a 1v3. I don't know how Shocks has pulled that off, but G2 needed that miracle, and it's happened. Stewie's looking for a way back into this, trying to salvage it. Shocks finally finished off. Stewie looking for another, and there's the second. Stewie going for the jump shot. He's got to pull it off. Kenny has finished off, and that is Stewie. The 1v3 clutch. This round was full of individual skill.
That was a bit of a wild ride. The roller coaster finally ended with Stewie saying enough.
Oh, that's so... if you're Shox, you're just feeling like, what more can I do?
Yeah. Just taking full advantage of the tagged up players initially and then landing a brilliant headshot on the third. And yeah, it just happened so fast. Then a flurry, and while he's doing that, Omnic find one frag as well. So G2 with just pistol, just being able to crack open a site that Liquid have sacked. Here we see it again. Boom, Twist goes down.
This was nuts, though. I think Stewie's retake was probably the only thing that could match Shox' performance there.
More or less. And so calm as well. 2 bullets for Kenny S at the end there. I guess the only thing G2 probably could have done better is playing that 1v3 a little bit more passively, but hectic days. Shox shows that, yeah, nothing wrong with his aim.
Oh. Yeah, Stewie, you know, you pulled off the clutch in the last one. You ruined my individual play.
Now please sit down.
Yeah. An advantage here for G2. Although Liquid, you can never really see a way in which they're out of it. You know, there's always a chance for them to pull it back.
Absolutely, and this is going to be a big one to start the process. Right now, though, G2 not necessarily undecided as to what they want to do, but kind of just holding firm. Waiting for any sort of reaction out of Team Liquid. Pretty normal for CT side to start playing for information once you've been in the blind for too long. But still pretty confident with their 2-2 setup as it is. Shoxy is going to get dropped the AWP. Not really sure why, considering Kenny, well, nobody's lost any HP. Nonetheless, here we go. Okay, a little bit of back and forth trading. G2 being involved in everything at this point. Finally, Elise jumps in at the chance as well. Well, Omnic's allowed to swing around all water. Shox managed to pick up the rotation with that op. So I guess the weapon switch worked out. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw them swap it back. Now you can see Kenny already with the op in his hands. So G2... nice lead on there, solid B take, even though there is a little bit of a snafu between Jackson and Lucky. You take those any day, though. As long as you get forward on the side, you're able to pressure the CT side, it's going to be really, really tough for Liquid to deal with it.
Yeah, great chance here as well for G2 to try and step back into this game. Naf has got onto the AWP, and he's going to go for the fast pick towards middle. Lands the shot, but it is not enough to get a kill.
Now, musical chairs with the AWP started. Naf got his one shot. Now it's on to Stewie.
See if he can get a kill with it.
It's going to be Kenny, actually. Ooh. This is very aggressive, considering Kenny's completely alone and isolated over towards Monster.
Just speaks for his confidence, really.
It really does. All right, let's see if that Molotov actually lands on the spot. It does as well. Lucky has been able to find one. At least happy to trade himself out for that.
The fact that he gets a kill there is just ridiculous. He should have fallen almost instantly, but he walks through the Molotov, the fire and flames, gets a kill, and keeps it even.
Benefits of having pretty stellar aim. Now we've seen a little bit of a bait setup here coming in from Liquid. They've got 2 players towards barrel. One of them is just going to be sitting facing downwards, so none of his model is shown. While the other one is just going to be the heroic man trying to take all the attention. Let's see if this actually works out for Liquid. If G2 actually move forward towards it. Missed Molotov.
Oh.
It's not what you want to see. That would have been ideal to have for barrels, obviously, but yeah, they're actually going to move away.
Oh, you knew only
Eventually.
one at a time.
Yeah. But a wide load situation for G2 as they make their way up. And Stewie with that singular op, he's going to be on that A-bomb side. He's all alone, though.
Oh.
Shox is going to be able to immediately eliminate him. That should be the round as well. No way for Liquid to pick that up. Again, solid post-plant positions gathered for, or maintained for G2.
The fact that Stewie doesn't get a single kill there is just so unfortunate. He's the player with the AWP, the weapon that you want to have as much impact as possible on, and he just cannot get a single player. So G2, this is their chance to start to build up a few rounds on the board for themselves, try and get into this. And he'll get it. Good one from Twist, but Amanek cleans up the rest. So 13-8, G2, that's the round they desperately needed, and they got it under their belt without a scare. So Team Liquid coming into this one, they've got enough money for a buy, apart from Naf, who has to go towards the MP9. So takes the hit, gets some extra utility, and this buy from Liquid is not too bad, but G2's it's much better. Double up setup on the T side, though.
Yeah, we kind of made fun of that earlier on because Liquid had the opportunity to do so. They thought better of it. I guess it would be very French to try something new.
Yeah.
Go a different route. Take the path not taken. Well, choose the path not taken, I should say.
Well, sometimes it's the path that's chosen not to be taken is there's a reason for that, right? So.
Yeah. And I mean, already one of your rifles has gone down. I guess the pickoff potential is definitely there. Not even going to be the off to get us started. Just going to be lucky with the AK to find two. At least just able to actually find one trade, though. So that's a pretty good one.
Ooh.
How do you take a bomb site, though, with one AK and two ops? Well, okay.
You don't.
That's the answer. You lose one of the ops.
Yeah, that might be the answer. Otherwise, you don't, because Shox and Lucky are going to have to try and pull off a 2v3 here. There's plenty of time for them to clear the angles, make sure that they can get close to the bomb site.
Yeah, they got lots of utility as well. Lucky hasn't taken a single point of damage as well, which is pretty beneficial. Does help out a lot.
And Naf only has an MP9 as well, so not exactly the greatest weapon for long-range fights. So he's going to hide back and bank, and that really cuts off his information flow, that smoke. So spam coming on him. Twist is actually burning a little bit of the Molotov, but G2 just getting close. Lucky, I want to go through, but Naf, that's perfect. The kill comes through while blinded. Shox has to make a 1v3 happen. AWP, close shot as well, landed. Looking for another, but Naf will send him to bed. It's 14-8. Good answer back from Liquid.
Yeah. A little bit of fortune going the way of Liquid there as well. If Lucky makes it through that, probably a guaranteed kill onto Naf, and no real positioning for Liquid to actually get a trade on it either. So increases the chances of getting a bomb plant down. G2 to play it as they like without too much pressure, but it is going to be Liquid to bring it to 14. So gradually inching closer towards that first map match point. Kenny with the op. Looking for an opportunity. He's not going to find it. Instead, it's going to be Stewie to take down his teammate. Luckily, though, he's able to get the trade. And now, 4v4 usually favors the T side. More room to work with. Not start shooting teammates. It's definitely not the play.
Yeah, he likes a challenge.
That he does. Nitro does have an op on the side of Liquid. Hasn't really found anyone to fight. Jack's kind of hanging out towards playground. He has a MAC-10, so these kind of long-range situations is not something he wants to deal with too much. Let's see what comes of it, what the big plan for G2 is. Nearly had Ominic getting to the top of stairs where he would have been greeted by Nitro. Escapes potential death without knowing it. Now it seems like the idea has been finalized. It's going to be a B hit. Kenny still has that op. Has two flashes as well. So it could be a pretty integral part in terms of making sure his teammates get out of monster. See him setting up with the smoke here as well for basically lower to cut off any sort of vision there. Oh, look at that. Leash with a quick flank, but it's got to be a quick trade here. Yeah. Kenny is finding Naf. Nitro, though, right into the thick of things, and Leash is, well, creeping closer. And there we go.
Well, Elige does get the kill on the Jax. Nitro able to step in as well, and Liquid will clean it up. Map points here on Overpass. Only one round away from taking the first map of the grand final. And many would predict a one-sided scoreline, but again, I don't know what it is, but it definitely feels like it's a lot closer than the scoreline says it is.
Oh, no, absolutely. I would definitely agree on that. We've seen some pretty wild rounds eking out back in the favor of Liquid. I mean, obviously the eco round from G2 where Shoxy gets 3, Stewie has to save it with a 1v3 situation. All of those kind of things build up to give Liquid the lead they have, but obviously they have been pressured for a fair part of this. So G2 don't necessarily have to feel too sad about how things have panned out. Obviously they would have liked to be in the lead and I guess a bit closer to closing the gap, but
just got to stay positive for the next map that's coming up. It will be Nuke, their map pick, but we'll see if Team Liquid can even close it here because G2 have got the buy. They have still got the chance to make this happen. There's Naf AWP in hand as he starts to make his way closer towards Toilish, closer towards middle. Multiple players going in towards his position. Deals with the first and the second. Going back in, it's Naf with 3 kills. A great hold, and that might just give Liquid the win here on Overpass. Kenny S with the AK tries to get it done, but it's Naf for a quad kill. Amanek, the last man standing, over towards B. And what a way to end this one on the back of Naf.
Closing it out in a very dominant fashion, that's for sure. So whatever back and forth that these two teams have had, it's been put to rest.
He might just get an ace here as well.
Yeah, he feels hungry for it.
He knows where he is. He wants the kill. Can Naf pull it off? Oh, no, Amanek denying his hopes and dreams.
Well, so I guess a little bit of a consolation prize towards the very end of it as Amanek does get tagged up pretty heavily from heaven. Bombs down. 30 seconds to go. There's only one player on the side of Liquid towards this area, but I mean, Stewie does have the obvious advantage of not having his position known. Well, Amanek is not being very subtle about what he wants to do. So rotation comes in over towards B. Liquid are going to be prepared and ready for it. Smoke goes down. Really just have time to plant at this stage, and Stewie's going to be quickly on his heels to close it out. 16-8. Team Liquid do take their own map pick. I guess we kind of saw it coming, but again, don't think the score necessarily reflects too well how close it could have been, at least, of a game.
There's definitely opportunities for G2 to come into this one, but obviously being the map pick of Liquid, the one they're specialists on, this is what we expected. You know, 16-8 stopped them from getting to double figures. Liquid will be happy with the job done, but I definitely see signs of life for G2 coming into the second map, Nuke.
Yeah, absolutely, especially given the fact that we've seen Liquid being a little bit all over the place just in this Invitational alone. They had a bit of a bounce back, obviously, after losing to Spirit, but it's going to be interesting. One thing they showcased that was, I guess, kind of consistent with their nuke was that their T side was played extremely fast. Whether that was due to them going up against lesser opponents and whatnot remains to be seen. If they try to maintain that versus G2, it could be a really, really interesting match because we don't know really how the French are going to be able to deal with that.
Well, we're going to go to a short break, but once we return, we could have the possible final map unless G2 can bounce back. Will Liquid head to Cologne in the next map, or will G2 bring them to a third? We'll see you after the break.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet. Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
Welcome back to the GG Bet Cologne Invitational Grand Final. We're on the second map of this series. We just seen Liquid win 16-8 against G2 on their map pick. So we're on to Nuke, the second map of the series, and this is where G2 should start to feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, no, they definitely should see more out of them. Not to say that they looked completely lost on Overpass by any means. Again, a fair few close rounds that could have swung their way and obviously would have given the match a bit of a different look. But I think overall, the best team won on Overpass. So we'll see what that means for Nuke. I think this is a map where both teams have had their ups and downs on it. Obviously, it's a map that actually both teams go to a lot as of late. G2, we saw them play it twice recently. I think, well, Dallas being one of them, when they had a pretty ugly loss, I should say, to ENCE.
Yeah.
Probably not what they want to have in mind going into this one, but, you know, it's not like Liquid are perfect on this either, as we've seen already in this invitation, and already, you know, in matches leading up to this point too.
Yeah, and that loss being against Team Spirit, not exactly what people expected. When you see a best of one, you see Liquid versus Team Spirit in the opening matchup. You're like, okay, this one's gonna be very quick, but it looked like it was gonna go that way, right? And then,
yeah, 11-4 T-side half on Liquid, and they were literally just running everywhere. Stewie just found himself doing whatever he wanted, finding openings left and right, more or less dismantling Spirit completely. Swap things over onto the CT side, and everything just becomes a mess. Spirit players winning out some pretty crucial clutches, and I guess Liquid getting a little bit careless. But they did have a bit of a bounce-back game versus No Chance, winning that 16-4. So that, I guess, would have restored some sort of confidence. And one thing that we've seen for Team Liquid in both of those games has been that their T-sides have been extremely quick. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out versus G2. But here we go. We're going to start on the CT side now, though, so we'll see if their defense is going to be better than what it was versus Spirit.
Well, they get the hard part of the way, right? So that's the good part for Liquid here. Naf is going to be staying up towards under Heaven. Just waiting to see players cross over. The smoke comes in towards outside to follow up as well. Safe passage is granted, but there's a gap in the smoke. And so Naf is getting info that no one has crossed just yet. So Nitro under a lot of pressure, but it's Jack picking up the first kill and the second. So G2 with a two-man advantage. It puts Stewie 2K Twist and Elige in a difficult position as Elige unable to get anything just yet, and he has been finished off by Kenny S. This is looking excellent from G2 in the pistol. As Stewie and Twist are left alone, Stewie's just going to sit in towards the B-bomb site, finally connecting a headshot. First blood drawn for Liquid. And G2 are going to back off a little bit. They want to go up towards A, where Lucky has sourced the info that it's empty. So G2 making it a safe call, you know, bringing the bomb back over towards A, getting it planted. They don't want to make any mistakes.
Yeah, no reason to mess around with this kind of scenario. Your own map pick, you want to get off to a hot start, especially T side. I mean, even though we're seeing more and more teams thrive on the offensive side of Nuke, want to really put the pressure on the CTs. Jax.
Man, what a pistol run from him.
Yeah, nicely handled by one of the newcomers on the side of G2. I guess if you can still call them newcomers.
I think they're just the newest, right?
Yeah, well, now Ominic is even newer, right?
Yeah.
But I guess in all things, well, it depends on what kind of context you put it under, right?
Yeah. Well,
Pro CS, fairly new still.
One of the latest additions to G2.
Yes, there we go. Nicely done. So eloquent. And yeah, Jax with 4 kills. That is definitely what G2 wanted to set things going. Now they need to make sure they don't bungle things up and lose to a force buy out of Liquid, because they have invested into this round.
Yeah, well, you just seen your odds from GG.bet, so make sure you head on over there to have, well, test your luck against this, because I think pretty clearly Team Liquid are the favorites in the matchup, but G2 have definitely shown some promise. And will be Amanek making his way towards Stewie, who has picked him up with a scout. And so they need to be careful here, because he could definitely do a lot of damage with this. As Twist has picked up another one before falling. Jax gets him on the Mac 10, but still, the damage has been done. It's a 2v4, and Elige might just get another kill here. Goes for the shot, lands it, no scope. That's some Call of Duty stuff right there. And Shox is going to be into the 1v3. A nice attempt with the 2 kills, but it will not happen.
All the leash was missing was the 360.
Yeah.
And that spiraled out of control quickly for G2. Twist picking up 2 frags somehow with the ZZ as they came out of HUD. It felt like it was pretty, well, decently set up strategy from the side of G2, having Omnic kind of clear out the bottom part of it. As soon as he notices that there's 2 players on the bottom side, pretty easy decision for G2 to move towards that upper bomb site. Just not being able to find trades quick enough. And yeah, Jack's kind of getting flustered, going for the bomb plant before he lets the Molotov just start doing its work. Ends up being the demise of G2. So long, that good start. Ooh. And well, they're not finding the same kind of luck as Liquid did, at least initially. Omnic makes it way down the fence.
He's
follow.
Yeah, he just wanted to get that. You know, okay, you're not staying around there much longer. Bomb's gone. Amanek at least picks up a leash, who I don't think was aware there could be a second player close by. So
yeah, probably should have noticed though, considering Omnic was the one to find the opening kill for G2, but nonetheless, they seem to have stabilized. Bomb has been down. It's under the control of G2 players. There's only 8 bullets left on Omnic, and he's got to go down before that even becomes an issue. So 3 players surviving on Team Liquid. Much better control on their anti-eco than what we saw out of G2. And the North Americans steadily moving closer to a spot in Germany.
yeah, you start to sort of picture the storylines that'll be there at Cologne. You know, I get to see if the battle for the #1 spot between Team Liquid and Astralis, one of the few tournaments we'll see it this year so far, playing against each other again. So many of those great finals against each other in 2018, but Astralis had their number. Perhaps it's time for Team Liquid to step up. They want to get that chance, and this run's looking pretty easy for them as Stewie is racking up the cash.
Yeah. Ramming in towards...
Oh, this one is interesting.
Well, doesn't really pan out. Elish apparently has been fooled by that before.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen again. As G2 finally get an option or get a chance to buy up here. Put some pressure back onto Team Liquid. And I think if G2 wants to get this done, if they want to have a shot at staying in this fight, they need to do so early. Not let Liquid go on a big run. We saw what happened on Overpass. That got out of control a little bit too soon. I mean, as valiant of a fight they put up, it's just not good enough when you're going up against a team of Liquid's caliber.
Well, Kenny playing close towards outside, although Nitro... Oh, no. Kenny turns around at the right time. Nitro finished off. Man advantage is there for G2.
Oh, still takes a significant amount of damage there, though, from the random spam from Garage. Lee's still in a forward position as well. So that can actually allow NAF to fall back down towards Heaven. Still going to have the possibility to close off any sort of angles in towards Secret. Twist playing from Robin. There we go. Yeah, NAF already making the rotation, and that's going to be a solid nade. Still, though, it's lucky to get the kill. Twist is not able to get more than one, but Elish just made the rotation in through main, through the smoke. Nets himself 3 kills. Might even get a 4th, down to 5 HP, but it's not like Kenny's feeling too healthy either. Bombs drop down outside of vents too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard angle to clear there for Kenny S, and Stewie is ready and waiting.
Yeah, it's so difficult when you're walking out of that hut, though, and there could be a player right above you. And you're kind of like, well, I don't know what angle to check. I either check Heaven or directly above me. And it's so hard to check once you commit to that vertical angle. You can't really flick back to any other angles.
Yeah, no, it really is. Here we are as we move on out into the 6th round. This is going to be an eco round on the side of G2, so we'll see how that unfolds. You guys at home can head over to csgo.net and use the code Cologne to get 30% more on your balance, and also the chance of actually winning some cool skins. And also, big shout out to GD.bet, named partner, obviously, of the GD.bet Cologne Invitational.
Does make sense. It really does.
It all adds up, and that's what we like to see. And so far, G2 have been able to add 1-on-1 together in an equal trade towards ramp. Kenny has gone down, but they managed to drag Stu with them in the fall. Not really too much damage taken outside of the death on Kenny, but only an auto shotgun gathered. Shox much rather wants to go to work with the Deagle.
Yeah, Yeah, this is actually looking pretty good for G2. You know, they've picked up a couple of kills. The problem is the weapon they've managed to salvage off of one of the Liquid players is an XM, so...
Not ideal.
Yeah.
Don't want to go out yard with that. It seems like they actually want to move back towards ramp, where Lucky's been sitting around for quite some time. Elise actually might find the worst timing to actually do something about this, and yep, that's what it's going to be like. Opts in for the wrong place at the wrong time. Lucky's going to find that. That's an AK salvaged as well. Let's see, though, what Nav can do. He's going to find Lucky immediately, though, so AK out of play. Bomb as well. Just like that, Liquid cleaned things up from a 2v4 to a 2v0. What was looking so nice for G2 there, just really gets trounced by the fact that you don't have the utility to smoke off these doors and openings. Try to get a bomb plant down safely. Liquid bounce back immediately.
So G2 AWP available as Shox has dropped that over towards Kenny S. And they'll have all the utility they could want and the AK-47. So this is going to be the full-fledged buy from G2. First kind of gauntlet throw from them as well as Team Liquid. They're going to have to try and deal with this. It will be Kenny S heading towards outside immediately, looking for a player to drop. That's an opportunity, not quite picked up. And Twist will throw the grenade on in. Lucky survives on 1 HP. Incredible stuff. He's basically got away by the skin of his teeth. He'll start to make his way over towards Radio. It's actually a trophy room right now, so perhaps starting to look like Astralis' bedroom. And it'll be Stewie sitting back on the radio. There's one kill onto Amanek. Naf able to get one as well. The only kill coming through was from Lucky, and he was on 1 HP. So finished off by Elige. Twist able to get it done as well, leaving Shox into the 1v4. So not looking great for his chances here, but you know, Shox, he's got so much skill. Beautiful one tap over towards Naf. It wasn't a headshot, but Naf was incredibly low, so he just used the one bullet, and Twist will catch shock shots. So 6-1 here for Team Liquid.
Yeah, Team Liquid seemingly stabilizing now. And a pause comes in. You'd have to imagine that's G2 wanting to talk things over. Okay, not able to find those clean openings or quick trades to allow them onto bomb sites. Liquid just feeling pretty good about themselves and how they stand on Nuke CT side, at least for the time being. G2 opening up with that pistol. We're looking primed to get off to a hot start. It's really just been put to an end. We did say we were expecting a bit of a better showing from G2 than what we did on Overpass. Still, obviously, a lot of CS left to be played, but it is a bit of a worrying trend when we see Liquid eke out round after round. Even when you have a bit of an advantage on the side of G2, that 4v2, obviously something that they would have liked to grab with them further. Here we go, though. New buy round in. Mac 10 on Amanek. No op on Kenny.
Yeah, you want to get that op in the hands of Kenny as much as possible, and you know, not really having the funds to do it. G2 definitely struggle a little bit on that front. Stewie toss a grenade in towards the ramp. Doesn't really amount to too much. Naf starts to make his way through secret stairs, and one player up on top of Silo. Naf peeks beyond it, but no one up there giving away the position just yet. But here comes the smokes towards outside. Naf just sitting here with the AWP. No one coming his way, so that's a lot of info to his team. Yes, the smokes may have bloomed, but no one's coming towards it. No one's capitalizing just yet. And when they do, Naf picks them off. Shox hits the deck. Stewie wants to make his way in, but there's two players in trophy room, and Stewie gets them both. Grid transfers, leaving Jackson Kenny S on their own, and Elige deals with him easily. This is definitely not looking great for G2.
Really just goes from bad to worse if you're G2 right now. And my biggest worry for them is that if they already have a pretty one-dimensional T side and they've been shut down as badly as they have, and a round like that when going with something super cookie cutter, they might not have more ideas as to what they want to do. They simply have to rely off of individuals being able to win out duels, find them opening kills.
And they haven't been doing that either, so.
Exactly. So what is the go-to move for G2? You can have all the timeouts in the world, but you've still got to be able to perform and follow through on whatever ideas you come up with.
So at least they're showing that they're not entirely desperate. They're going to keep some money in the bank, which is good to see. And will be Elige and Twist getting the kills between them. And And again, yet another brick wall play here from Team Liquid. Amanek has slipped through a crack in it, though, and he's got on towards the B bomb site.
Yeah, he's going to get a bomb plant here. That's going to be perfectly fine for G2. Plenty of money for the next round then. Stewie will eventually get him, but mission accomplished on the side of Amanek. There we have it.
So that's 8 in a row for Liquid.
8 in a row, and we're seeing more activation, more or less, out of Twists than what we saw in the first map as well. Could be a little bit hit and miss every now and again, but it's had more to do, really, here on the inner bomb side of Nuke. Well, that's a good sign for Team Liquid as well. Everybody able to contribute, which I guess is pretty par for the course for this team. Now here we go, though. Buy round in. And Jax has decided not to buy utility. A lot of them have decided not to buy utility.
Interesting. So they decide to run outside with no smokes, and that's what happens. 2 kills come in. Shock's trying to pull it back, but it's only the 1. And G2, that was a bit of a questionable player, I have to say. But
yeah, I don't know really. We talked about running out of IDs, but I don't know if you can call that an ID even.
yeah.
Okay then. Well, the French keep on scouring the map for openings.
That's one of those exact sort of things we were talking about, taking the path that many do not choose. And this is the reason, you know.
Yes.
People don't want to walk this path.
Well, they're walking into a path straight into Stewie's crosshair. Kenny's going to get the reply. So it is a 2v3 situation. That is doable by all means. I mean, there is definitely avenues as well to be taken advantage of. Right now, ramp room is open. Could send them under heaven. Instead, they decide to move out towards the yard, where nobody from Team Liquid is currently holding. They have Twist tucked into a corner on the end of the bomb site behind the vent, or I guess the old vent. Nav hanging out. It's that, yeah, it's Stork's control room. And Nitro by the double boxes next to Hut. Problem here for G2 if they move in towards the upper bomb site is obviously dealing with the potential crossfire. We'll see how that pans out.
This could be a great kill from Shox, though, playing contact towards Twist. No answer from Nitro, and Shox may have just pulled this back on his own. Last man standing is Naf. Coming back in, and that's the problem there. Liquid really had no information on the A-bomb side. Both of them just kind of hiding behind a wall.
Naf trying to retake with an op, and well, that's been spotted out. Kenny still misses the shot and gets sniped. All right then.
All right then.
Needs to clean things up. Things got quite silly in that round, all things considered.
Yeah, so
started off with the no wall of smokes secret dive, which obviously didn't pan out, and then again, yeah, you rely heavily on one man to bail you out.
Oh, so he knows he hit the shot. That's why I went for the knife. That's pretty cool. I like that.
It's just a man's man.
Yeah. Well, he knows Kenny S has rattled off a shot, so he's not going to be ready for another shot real quick. So
yeah,
makes the right call. And that's sort of like a split-second decision that just needs to come naturally to you.
Absolutely. It also gives him a fair chunk of money, which is pretty helpful. Silo Molotov has been put down already. That's going to deny any sort of quick movement from the French. Slowing things down. Having to play somewhat methodically. Stu.
This is just a patience game at this point.
This is one thing that Stu has been doing for the longest time. You'll notice that he never ever quick switches between weapons. He just kind of nudges his crosshair up and down. And that is actually straight up just to, if you're holding a set angle for longest of times, it's very easy to kind of just get your eyes glazed and just zone out from whatever's going on in front of you. And obviously you lose a bit of snappiness to your reaction time. And most people deal with that by quick switching, getting a change of scenery pretty much, like to refocus your eyes. But obviously we've seen plenty of people actually quick switch into their death as a result of it. So Stewie's alternative way of going about it is actually pretty smart, but you don't see a lot of players do it.
Yeah, because I think when he first started doing it and started getting noticed, a lot of people thought it was some sort of like cheat or something.
Yeah, exactly. You know, people are going to be paranoid about most things, especially with a guy like Stewie who's jumping through smokes and doing all kinds of weird stuff. But no, it's just a way to keep himself prepared. We'll see how prepared he can be about Amanek making his way down with the secret. A lot of real estate here for G2 to work with. They're going to smoke outside. They should be able to get a bomb plant here without too much of an issue, actually.
Well, Nitro and Elise are still getting kills. The bomb will get planted for G2. They've got to face a 2-man deficit, though. So they have to get into their post-plant positions very quickly indeed. Luckily, they have got the bomb planted. 3 players remaining have all got high HP. So Team Liquid retaking this one. Yes, you still got to favor them, but G2 could get the kills and pull it right back. And there they go with the first attempt. It's going to be Elise with a headshot on the Amanek. Looking back for more, and Shox cannot get the headshot connected. All onto Lucky, 1v5, tapping away, and he will be finished off. That's another round on the board for Liquid. G2 cannot put 2 together.
Yeah, that was a bit of an oopsie moment from Shoxy there. Definitely should have been able to take down Elise. Just things not going the way of G2 right now. They're having much harder of a time here on the T side than you would have expected from their own map pick. Elise off to a hot start. 14-1-5 to his name. Stewie 11-0-6. Shoxy, as we saw, I guess not too surprisingly with that 4K round at the top of the scoreboard for G2. There we go.
Oh.
Run boosted in to get a little bit quicker. Oh, actually gets past the angle as well. And if it hadn't been for Kenny S having Shoxy's back there, that could have been a very easy kill for Team Liquid to start off the round.
It's happened a few times. Shox and Kenny S just acting like each other's bodyguards.
That's what you get from playing together for so long. It's like sensing that something's up. His friend is in danger.
Oh, that's not a great flash.
It really isn't, but might do the trick in order to get out. He's going to make his passage safely back. Swap around guns with Kenny. On we go. Man advantage G2. They haven't been able to do a whole lot whenever they've gotten an opening. In all honesty, they've been having a bit of a struggle regardless of what kind of situation they've been put in. And Nap is really going for this challenge.
He kept going back. Never wanted to fall away from that one. I think it was on the 3rd time of asking. He eventually connected, but still, advantage sides with G2. 45 seconds remaining. Twist still holds the A bomb site. Stewie locking it out towards Yard, but Jax has already got through, and so Twist has to go huge here. Almost nuclear as they come in towards him. He looks towards main, spots one player. He will drop him, and that's Jax hitting the deck. A couple more needed here from Twist. He's going to try, but cannot pick up that second kill, even though he drops Amanek low, and Stewie unaware. Picked off, and so Naf has to pull off the 1v2 spot inside the vent, and G2 will get another one. Liquid and G2 are starting this back and forth affair.
It really is. Jax having the key kill on Elise out there in Yard, allowing him to get in towards main, as we see the updated bets from GD.bet. Updated odds, I should say. 1.06 in odds of Liquid winning this map,
yes.
And while they're up 9-3, so that is kind of understandable. 7.7 in odds of G2 bringing it back on their own map pick.
In a way, that's the odds for going to Cologne. So
yeah, it really is. I mean, Liquid, they went out this. They're booking their tickets to Germany. And I guess many people will get the assumed winner to make it through. And Stu, yeah, he's going to find the angle onto Shox. Just a little bit slow around the corner. And, whoa. A little bit of an explosive package sent the direction of Naf.
yeah, it's not with thanks from Kenny S.
That's definitely true. We're going to work their way forward out in Yard as well now. Equal numbers on both sides. Elise, thinking about the idea of pushing aggressively on ramp here. Could definitely find a timing as we see the rest of the G2 squad actually rotating out towards Yard, and that's actually when Elise makes his move forward. This could be a big disaster waiting to happen. While Sui's going to actually nab that kill from Nitro. So they know that there's 2 players around, but G2 are still stuck in that same situation where they don't really have anywhere to go from this point on. How do they deal with Stu? How do they deal with any of the Liquid players currently placed around either Secret or potentially up on Silo? That's the lead. The backs-up finally comes through, and it's already wasted a fair bit of time from G2. Oh, Stu, that's not what you plan to do.
That's a little bit unfortunate because now he doesn't know where he can peek.
Yep.
So he'll have
just
to
going to drop off it. Oh, hello.
Oh, well, that works. That's definitely a little bit of a silver lining, and Stewie finishes off the job. Unfortunate for Amanek, you have to say.
Yeah, not the ideal situation. I don't think anyone could expect expect him to do that. She was very quick about it as well. The flick up on to Amanek and stairs. Well, stairs, I say. Let's ladder. Well, that's going to net Team Liquid double digits, 10. And it really feels like it's just not meant to be for G2 the way it's working out right now. They're trying their hardest, and I mean, timing just won't have it for them.
You can't really do too much. Amanek was making the right play, flanking up, and then Street falls off. Like, there's not much you can do for you if you're Amanek there.
Here we go. Naf wildly spraying into the smoke. It's going to find Shocks off the back of a meaty nade, too. Well, he's going to hear all of this. He's going to be running behind, isn't he?
Oh, this could work really well for Naf, but he's actually just going to stay. Okay, so makes the right call. He has Elige here, so he's going to play passive. Elige has to go nuclear, though. He sprays away, and big whiff from him, but Stewie will step up. Kill coming into Jax. He's looking for another one as well, but he's taking damage, and Amanek, he's got his number. Nitro able to trade back, and it's again the advantage for Liquid. Although Kenny S is still alive, and that's the kill towards Ramp. Naf has been picked off. And Amanek and Kenny S, they're holding on to the bomb site, and Kenny's got himself another one. It's on Twist to try and stop this from happening, and they know where he is. He cannot quite deny Kenny S from getting towards the back of the bomb site, and Kenny S peeks through. A big individual performance from him that gives another chance to G2.
Very, very true. I mean, if G2 are going to be able to, well, somewhat salvage this T side by having individuals step up each and every individual round, then, well, so be it.
Yeah.
It hasn't been the strategies that's carried them. That hasn't necessarily been the total game plan. It's been off the back of big rounds for individuals. Started off with a pistol, Jax with 4 kills, Shocks obviously with the clutch scenario where he gets 4, and now Kenny balls out on his own.
Lee's showing a little bit of aggression here. He wants to get close and personal with the FAMAS. He's pushed up towards red. Multiple players on G2 on the other end of it, starting to make their way towards Yard. Might just head their way towards Secret very quickly, but Elige can come in from behind. This needs to be perfect. There's the first kill. He goes behind red as well to cover himself off, and he might get another. There it is from Elige. Great stuff here. He's pretty much stopped G2 from having a chance towards outside, and it might just be the round over here as Nitro's got another one. Jax will take away Twist, but still a long and windy road to go.
That road ends for Lucky as he walks into Stewie's auto shotgun. Jax getting tagged up as well. Noise has been made. They know where he is. There's no way he's getting out of this one, and I'm willing to guarantee that.
Yeah, okay. We've had a couple of risky ones today.
Yeah, we have had a fair few go in our faces. But Jax, surely not. All right, that's the first one. That's the second one. Well, okay.
Really, the caster's curse coming in.
It is really coming true, isn't it?
Oh, that was really close.
Nitro does save it for me. Thank God.
There we go, Nitro. Brings it back to reality.
Yeah, I will say, though, that would have been a magnificent way to, again, kind of prove the point of G2 more or less only getting rounds off of individual performances.
Yeah.
And it also would have been really good for G2 to have that 5th round moving into the second half.
Yeah.
They really need everything they can get. That was a bit of a rough experience for them. As you can see, not a single round strung together in a row, or not multiple rounds strung together for G2 off of that first half. Yeah. So Liquid's economy never really in dire straits. Just a pretty straightforward half for them, and they had issues with the CT side earlier on, so here we go.
Ooh, nice start from Shocks, I have to say, for G2. They've got the man advantage, although Elige, here's Amanek, drop from the vent. Goes for the burst into his face, and Twist able to take away Jax, who did have the hero play in the previous pistol here on Nuke, but will not get a say in this one. It's all onto Shocks. He started it off well, but it looks as though Liquid will be finding themselves at 12th unless Shocks pulls off a hero play. Very cool on that first one. Calm and collected. Can he find any more? He's up towards control room. He'll look towards the door. There's another one. An opportunity given to him, but they know exactly where he is and really doesn't have a whole lot of time to play with here. And Stewie off towards ramp, picks him up 12-4. And you were saying how Team Liquid have had such a strong T side here on Nuke and how they've been so quick. So it's not really a great sign for them.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much par for the course for them as we see the updated odds from GG.bet. Well, Liquid pretty much, in the eyes of GG.bet, guaranteed to win this at this stage. G2, they're slumping further and further down, 11.79 in odds of them winning it from this stage on and bringing us to a third. Keep in mind, if Liquid win this, they're all set. They're ready for Cologne after a tumultuous road. First declining an invite, then deciding that maybe we want to go after all. Having to play through an invitational that hasn't necessarily been easy for them either.
No, they had some very scary matchups against some of the CIS teams in particular. Fours gave them a hard battle. We maybe thought there was a chance that Fours could even take it in the end, and unfortunately the technical issues come into play. Who knows? There might be a world in which Fours actually make it to Cologne.
Would have been quite the fairy tale, wouldn't it? Now, though, G2 hoping for a little bit of a fairy tale story themselves. Maybe they can find something. Stewie's going to clear out Lucky, and all the aggression from Secret. Already been spotted out. Twist takes a wider angle. Molotov comes down to chase. They don't know how many people were down there, actually, and Shock's just going to take the advantage of that to sneak around. CT Red, which I guess is CT Blue now. But nonetheless, bomb goes down. And away we go. After plant scenario. No defuse kits on the side of G2, so obviously there's a bit of a time pressing issue.
Yeah, and the fact they've only got USPs as well, really no chance here. Nitro's just defending one of the guns, using that as bait, hoping someone tries to come and take it, but they're both going to come in from heaven here. Twist gets both, so easy peasy. Last man alive is Jackson, 10 HP. He manages to get one onto Nitro, but he will fall. 13-4 here for Liquid, only 3 away from reaching Cologne.
Let's see if they can do it in a clean fashion. There's no doubt that they're going to have the money to buy up here and look good doing it on the side of G2. Again, Kenny have to go to that silent stem 4. No money for an op. Auto shotgun on Amanek, and well, we got 2 Molotovs at least, so that could be used for the inner bomb site to prevent any sort of upper rushes. We'll see how this goes. Team Liquid are so fast during their T-sides earlier on in this Invitational. We'll see if they keep it up. Stewie oftentimes leading the charge.
It's quite a difficult player to deal with, Stewie. Can be everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Kind of give the position where he is, and suddenly he'll appear somewhere else. Very difficult to keep track of, and G2 are going to have to make sure that they do keep track of that, as Kenny's going to be blinded off the angle. Spot one crossover towards Garage. Doesn't really know how many are there, though, and Elise goes back and able to take the kill. So advantage there for Team Liquid. Shox looks to try and pick him off, and there's the trade. So Elise does hit the deck eventually, and it's into a 4v4. Stewie still towards the hell area. Amanek with the auto shotgun. That's going to be a kill from Lucky as he takes away Naf. Another man advantage is on the CT side. Team Liquid have lost that. There's a good chance for G2 to maybe be able to step into this one again, you know, try and get a few runs on the board. Try to feel a little bit more confident about themselves, but Stewie might just try and end that. Is he still coming in from heaven? He might just be able to pull this one back. Player just sitting off towards the vents, just in front of that squeaky door. Also got one pushing through ramp here on G2. It's Lucky, the Og, trying to catch out Stewie. Not exactly picking it up, but Shox will eventually find it. So Nitro and Twist, the last 2 players remaining for Liquid. And now only Nitro. UMP versus 4. Let's see what he can get done here. And it's absolutely nothing. Lucky takes him away. And another one here for G2.
Yeah, surviving with 4 players to boot. Means that they're going to be able to drop for Kenny. Can still rebuy utility and whatnot. It's a pretty good feeling on the side of G2. Not a whole lot has been going their way, but might be the turning point right here. They need to have an exceptional CT half in order to bring this back, but it all starts here. Liquid back on an eco. Or a bit of a half buy, I should say, and they have bought into a couple of Deagles, like Kevlar and Twist as well. Okay then, Kenny not fine-tuning his aim just in time, so Stu's going to find that early on.
Again, some great skills being shown by Shox. He will eventually get picked off, and Twist has got one of the Deagle. Lucky stepping up with 2 kills, and Nitro the last man standing. 1 versus 3, and he is finished as well. So Lucky gets that. There'll be another round on the board for G2. Really, Liquid's money is still not in a great position right now. So with the buffer, they could probably just, you know, go for another Deagle buy here. Just allow G2 to get another one on the board, and then hopefully when you have the good buy, you can start to close things out. But they've decided to go for the purchase.
They have, and it's a bit of a weird one. Well, not everyone has actually committed to it. It's only Elige, actually.
Yeah, so Hero AK.
Hero AK and another group of Deagles. Well, Who knows? Maybe he has something special in store for us. Instead, it's going to be Naf and Twist to run into Omnic just wildly. Stewie feeds himself into Shocks. I'm not really sure what the game plan here was with the the half buy and 2 the AK, but we will never know. Might have been an F1 issue, right? Like the auto buy coming in. Who knows?
Well, that's just left Elige in one of the stickiest situations he's been in so far. He goes for the utility and a P250 while the rest of his team can get a buy-in, so that is definitely awkward.
Yeah, it's not difficult to see Liquid do that kind of a thing either, so kind of have to assume that something is up with that. Nonetheless, though, it means 7 rounds for G2. 13 to the name of Liquid. Now we'll see, though, if he can fight back. We'll say it seems like the tempo, at least in buy rounds, has been slowed down a little bit from Team Liquid. They might try to push that up again now, and yeah, that's definitely the case.
Oh, no. Twist burning the fire a little bit, but still stays alive. Grenade comes in and drops him to 41, but they tried to send Elysian with a P250 to get the info, but it doesn't matter. Shocks is picked up too. Jax holds the A-bomb site well, and that is it all falling apart for Team Liquid. That's 4 rounds in a row now for G2.
Yeah. But at least wish he had an AK now.
Yeah, definitely. Well, at this point, they have to just either upgrade pistols or don't buy anything.
Yeah. Again, they're getting to the point where loss bonus is going to be so significant that they can't afford to buy Deagles. Potentially even light Kevlar too. Let's see though, it's going to be nades though. So I'm curious to see where they're going to put that. Maybe they blow up the door and then have 3 nades coming in. There we go, at least 2. Not going to do significant damage to Shocks. Hasn't made it far enough in. Kenny, first one to open things up.
Twist finished off as well, and G2 building up a little bit of momentum here. Jax with another few great kills, and now Stewie is on his own into the 1 versus 5, Deagle in hand, and Lucky will get another one on the board for G2, who are currently only 1 away from double figures. And sort of, when you see that scoreline, you go, okay, 13-10. This is definitely possible.
Oh no, absolutely.
It is their pick, of course.
Just kind of creep up on Liquid. Might be getting into the situation where you feel like, you know, 14th and 15th round will come. Just those who wait, you know, don't wait in vain. But before they know it, G2 could be right on their tail, and we'll see if that's going to be the case. Starts here, at least, with winning another buy round. Tempo from Liquid. Still relentless here now. Definitely wanting to keep it high. So Twist down here has multiple options. Can either swing around towards Secret to see if he can deal with somebody from the outside area from that kind of an angle. Could also obviously move up towards ramp and see if he can catch a rotation. Kenny S is already downstairs though. And more and more the Oppers, especially Oppers, have started using that position a whole lot when they're doing rotations down towards lower. But it's also a wall bangable spot. That is something that you need to keep in mind. This is a little bit safer on the side of Kenny.
Still under a lot of pressure, though.
And there you see, actually, the wall bang coming through.
Yeah, so he's moved just at the right time. Kenny's got back to safety, looks towards the double doors, it's swung wide open. Kenny S will be taken away by Elise, so he doesn't get a single chance. It'll be a 5v4 here, Naf getting another one, so G2's chances just slowly slipping through their fingers here as Team Liquid looking to try and take 14. We're in a bit of a losing patch, but they've managed to salvage it back, and now Shocks and Lucky are into a 2v5. Money's no problem at this point for the CT side, but perhaps winning this will be, so might as well just try and get a couple of tries here onto Liquid.
Yeah, very nicely done by Liquid there as well. You can tell, Elise, I'm pretty sure Elise is the one to actually spam through the vents. Doesn't get any sort of connections on his vent spam. So when he actually opens up the door, he's just very adamant, or like, if there's ever going to be anyone to really mess with them on side, he has to be in a certain position. Very easy to pre-fire, and you can see how quickly he goes down. Kenny doesn't even have time to react to anything.
Yeah, especially if he does damage through the wall bang. That's the position you're generally going to fall back to, right, as well?
Yeah. It's like the process of elimination for Elige there, working out really nicely. 14 rounds for Team Liquid. Speaking of elimination, G2 might be just that. Looking at it. Kenny, well, finds Stewie. Is that through the smoke as well? Might be. Nitro on the other end, though. He's going to catch, well, should have caught,
yeah.
Lucky by surprise, but Twist is there to right his wrong. Kenny is sent out of heaven as well.
Comes back to those should've, could've, and would'ves.
Fair few of those.
On plant coming in from NAF. Liquid looking to try and just hold on to this as G2 are looking for any sort of way back in towards this site. Twist still sit below Heaven, using the smoke as cover, but eventually will fade, and so his cover will be disappearing very shortly, and there it is. Twist not just waiting in the open, waiting for a peek from Heaven, has enough trust in his teammates to be aware of him, but coming on through, great flashbang. Jax descends upon him, but Naf is able to reply. He's looking for a little bit more here, but he eventually will get caught as well. All on a leash to try and make this happen as Shox taps the bomb, he baits him into the open, and Shox going for the defuse. Is there enough time for this? Right down the final second, and in just literally milliseconds in that. So G2, they do win the round, and Team Liquid, again, it's so close, but yet so far from that point.
Yep, and G2 are creeping closer. We talked about how they needed an improved CT side. They've definitely started showing some footing here. 6 out of the last 5 going to the French. They're going to need to keep it up as well. Still money on the side of Liquid to buy up here. You can see a very healthy buy. All the utility they could have wanted. Even a Krieg in there on a Liege. And again, down the vent we go. At least attempt to. Almanac and Shock makes quick work of that attempt from Team Liquid, so he's going to find Lucky, but already he's all by his lonesome. 1v5 has to be the dream, but not going to be the case.
Yeah. The sort of call there for Liquid is probably like, all right, let's just end this. Let's just try and go fast to the vent, but couldn't quite make it happen. And so this is where Team Liquid will get another buy through. Fully fleshed, they've got everything they could possibly want, the utilities available to them, and this is where that sort of new economy comes in, because you just seen like 5 rounds and lost in a row for Liquid. They win 1, and generally in the old economy you would be reset back to nothing, but Liquid only set 1 peg down, and so they instantly get the money back.
Exactly right. So we'll see. Nav is going to see if he finds anyone lurking through main. Not going to be the case.
Naf trying to get lucky. Nothing. Oh, input. I didn't mean that. Pun not intended.
You sure about that?
Yeah. I mean, if it would have been smart if it was intended, but luckily I'm not that smart. So we'll see if they can start to make their way through towards Secret. It's going to be Team Liquid crossing their way through down towards the Secret stairs. Still over a minute left to play with, but Team Liquid, they have changed the pace slightly in the last couple of rounds. They've gone a bit faster. And Jax is here. He's got assistance from a ramp as well. So this is not going to be easy for Team Liquid.
Not at all. G2 on foot. Fully aware of what's going on. What they don't know about is Nav. He's on a bit of an excursion out in the yard, heading over towards Hell. And if he can actually wrap around the entirety of ramp now, then that could spell very quick disaster for G2. It's all about finding the timing, though. He wants to be a bit of a late lurk. Oh, bad miss. Twist makes up for it, and Naf does find Kenny.
That's so unfortunate. G2 had a great hold inside the B-bomb site, you know, a great potential to shut Liquid down, but they find the kills, they clear it methodically, and so G2 left here with 2 players into the 2v5. So Amanek and Lucky, probably not much expected from in this one. So Liquid will reach map and tournament point.
And they will. Let's see how many G2 players can actually stay alive doing so or going into the second round. Jeez, last round. Lucky he's at least going to stay alive, but that does give away his position. Fights off a Liege as well, and might actually be safe for now. Tucks himself into a corner. There are 2 Liquid members chasing him pretty quickly here. And hello. All right, well, they didn't check, I guess, straight ahead of where they were looking initially. Lucky escapes with 4 kills to his name, so it becomes an expensive affair for Liquid, but in the end, they do manage to grab that final and important round to set them up for map point. Not only that, match point, tournament point, Cologne point.
Yeah. That's all they want at this point. That's spot at ESL 1 Cologne. And a pause coming in because at this point, it could be anyone. Calling this pause, you know, G2, they realize, okay, no more mistakes. It has to be flawless. Or Liquid, they want to make sure they're all on the same page. I think both teams will welcome this pause, that's for sure.
And definitely a fair few things to think over. Let's see, though. Liquid been very adamant about keeping a high tempo here on the T side, and it hasn't necessarily been the most successful up to this point. But if it's what they've practiced, it's kind of what they have to preach as well. Not going to get that much farther with just completely improvised strats for the better part of the half, and you stand a better chance of just going with what you know, even if G2 seemingly have a pretty decent idea as to what they want to do. Another pause is coming in, so yeah, there's definitely something that they want to talk over. Okay, apparently it's Stewie.
Yeah.
It's having a little bit of an FPS issue.
Might need a game restart or PC restart, but
Yeah. So that's one of the FPS issues that where you drop to, what was it, like 11 FPS or something special, where it would be fixed by an alt tabbing.
yeah.
Like, all that kind of stuff. So many like weird things,
Yes.
weird parts and issues, I guess, with Counter-Strike that is so easily fixed for some reason.
Yeah, it's like when your resolution doesn't, like when you're in a game and the textures don't load on the server or
Yeah,
something, and you just tab out and tab back in, or change the resolution and change it back
It's like,
again.
hey, it works.
And yeah, but these are things that have been problems since the beginning, and they have still not been fixed. It's unbelievable.
Maybe it's because the solution is so easy.
Yes.
So, like, for the people at home, if you only have to tab in and out, do we really need to fix it?
I think we just become lazy in life, so we just kind of want everything to be easy, right? You don't want to have to do any extra effort whatsoever.
Well, if we can have a quality of life change, we want it,
Yeah.
to put it that way. Because it's just human nature.
Eventually, we'll end up, ever seen the film WALL-E?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, that's eventually what humans will end up like.
It's good to know you have a positive outlook on where humanity's going.
I mean, if you can grow pizza, that's all that.
That would actually be the dream.
Yeah.
The absolute dream. Well, let's see, though. Hopefully Stewie's issue isn't too overbearing. It'd be nice if it was just a case of alt tabbing or, as you said, a quick game restart to get him back to where he needs to be.
Well, he is they are in ESL Pro League finals in Montpellier.
That's true. Would assume they're using their practice PCs.
So they'll probably have help as well if it's anything that's a little bit.
Yeah, that is actually pretty incredible. And this goes for a lot of Counter-Strike players, at least at the pro level. Not that great with PCs for how much time they spend on it.
Yeah.
Very good at ruining stuff.
Yeah.
Messing up settings, doing something wrong with Windows, like
Yep.
basically making sure stuff doesn't work, and there's no like feasible explanation as to why they've made it, all go haywire, and they have no idea how to fix it.
Yeah. And so you'll see like admins just plugging their earphones in or something. It's like you put it in the wrong slot.
Yeah, it has happened. So
It's like, oh,